Yesterday in Speaker's Corner, I had a discussion. He was asking about Islam, like what is the proof of Islam? Like what's the he didn't use the word ultimate, but that's what he's trying to get to. Like what is the strongest evidence for Islam? And we, of course, as Muslims, we use the linguistic argument of the Quran for its miraculous nature, or predictions in the Quran, or preservation, or the sociological miracle, or the lost historical information in the Quran, and so on and so forth. There's lots of ways that we do it. However, I wanted to just cut to the chase and get to the main point. And the main point is that, firstly, you need to be sincere as a human being in your journey towards God. So if you're sincere and you're looking for guidance and you're praying to God to guide you, then you will clearly see Islam is the truth. So you need sincerity, and sincerity is needed before any of these arguments are used. You can, of course, use the arguments on their own, but they don't amount to much unless the person is sincere. And if someone's sincere, then they will recognize that, firstly, not only is it that God guides you, but the basic idea of God and what God wants from us that we can arrive at just using our minds, without revelation, without knowing of any religion. That basic idea of God, that God is one, unique, nothing like his creation, the only one worthy of worship, all our love, hope, fear, trust, everything is for God alone. This is the essence of Islam. And when you look at other religions, may have started off like that, like Christianity started off like that, and other religions started off like that, but they all deviated. Islam is the true religion from God, because not only is it that God guides you to Islam when you are sincere, but also just using your mind, you know that the message of Islam is so crystal clear, so natural, so obvious to somebody that thinks about it. And the Quran tells us not to follow our society, not to follow our desires, but rather to ponder and think and reflect and use your mind and use your reason to arrive at the truth. And that is extremely important. Sincerity is the key. Sincerity is why someone would recognize Islam is true. And his identical twin, who has the same genetic makeup as him, who has the same, sort of upbringing and nurturing as that person, may look at Islam and absolutely hate it. And the other person, and they both receive the same information. Why does one person accept Islam and one person deny Islam? It's to do with the heart, and it's to do with sincerity, and it's to do with these spiritual dimensions which are often overlooked, not only by non-Muslims, but in fact by Muslims themselves. So I wanted to share this short message because I think it's very important to understand that unless someone is sincere, then you can't convince them Islam is true using any abstract reasoning or any argument. They'll always deny it. And until and unless someone is sincere, their journey to God is a non-starter. And that's the message I wanted to share. I look forward to your thoughts.